Hey guys, Easy Science here. Studying for an exam or just learning for fun, you've come to the right place. Today's topic is trigonometry, an important subject or part of geometry. And as you can see from the name, trig or trigo is basically about triangles. All the ratios and aspects between triangles, which can in turn in the future help you solve for sides that you don't know or for angles, or even a very important thing in calculus. I'll talk about that later. So first, let's check what the ratios are. So these are the ratios of basic trigonometry: sine, cosine, and tangent. So what is sine? Sine of theta. What is theta? Well, theta, the Greek letter theta, basically represents any angle you want. Like this angle on the right triangle is basically just a right angle, so you don't have to. For these two sides, it could be both labeled theta, but you can only choose one. So if we're studying this angle or examining it, we would label it theta. That's just the standard novelty of it, but you can label it anything you want. So sine of theta, what would this be? It would be side opposite to the angle. It's called opposite. So to this theta angle, side opposite would be the side directly across. If you draw a straight line, it would be B. Not that hard, right? Or here, I'll just write it with O. Divided by, what's it divided by? The hypotenuse. Hypotenuse? You must have heard that from somewhere. Yeah. Hypotenuse is the largest side of a triangle, longest side. And just a heads up, these ratios could work anywhere, but we're studying them specifically on a right angle in this example. These ones would only work here. There's other rules for triangles that are not right triangles. So, just a quick review if you don't know what the Pythagorean theorem is. Pythagoras was an old math philosopher who made this theorem. One second. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. What are the sides? Well, right here are labeled. A is adjacent, B is opposite, which we've just seen right here, and H would stand for the hypotenuse, the longest side, or C in this case. We're just labeling them differently because it's not this example. So if we would take A, we squared it, added B, and then squared it, C, it would equal C squared. To find C, just take the square root of both sides. I'll explain this in a different video, why this works. But in this case, sine is side opposite divided by hypotenuse, which is H in this case. Now, cosine. Cosine, what's this? Cosine of theta. Same angle theta we're working with. Side adjacent. Side right near, which isn't the hypotenuse. This side. So we've labeled that A for the adjacent side, and again H for hypotenuse. So now tangent. It's a bit odd function or ratio because it doesn't have a hypotenuse in it, but it does have its side opposite, like we've discussed, over side adjacent. Okay, now we've gone over the basics. Let's give an example. Let's say this side would be 3, 4. What would this side be? 3 squared plus 4 squared would equal 25. That would mean the square root of 25 would equal 5, which is side h, hypotenuse. The sine in this case would be equal to opposite 4 divided by 5, which could also be, oh, no, never mind, 80%. But we'd rather have it in a fraction form. Cosine would be adjacent 3 divided by 5. Tangent would be 3 divided by 4, or 4 divided by 3, sorry. Could get mixed up there. See, for one, this one is larger than the others. Those ones are all below 1. This one is 1.33 approximately. That's weird, right? Well, no, because tangent can fluctuate. All of these are divided by h, which means they all have to be smaller than the biggest one. But opposite and adjacent don't have really any limits to their ratios. So now let's try solving a triangle with our ratios. How would we know how to solve it? Watch. Here, actually, we can do that in a different video because it might be still too difficult from these, just knowing those. So for today, we'll just stick with this. The basic trigonometric functions. Sine of theta is equal to opposite divided by hypotenuse. Sorry. Cosine of theta is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. And then tangent of theta is opposite divided by adjacent. For a person just learning this could be extremely difficult to remember. So there's a popular saying that we use to remember these better. It goes like this. So, oh my. So katoa. What could that mean? Well, if you study it closely, so means sine. S stands for sine, O stands for opposite, and H stands for hypotenuse. So it really is a remembering tool. Ka, C stands for cosine, A stands for adjacent, and H stands for hypotenuse. T stands for tangent, O stands for adjacent, and O stands for opposite, A stands for adjacent. So if you remember SOHCAHTOA, you won't have trouble forgetting these trigonometric ratios or functions. Now I'll give a question so you guys can answer in the comments. What other trigonometric ratios can you come up with? Let's give an example. Like the ratio we saw, adjacent over or opposite over adjacent. Write in the comments if you find any other ratios, and I'll reveal in the next video what those ratios might be. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. So if you like this video, please leave a comment about what you think of it and for future ideas, and leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Easy Science out.